A landscape that is just waiting to be painted, sung about or dreamt of, famed and blissful. For a long time, it was only accessible on foot or by boat. This is the Divina Costiera, the Divine Coast. Giulio Cantarella has been driving buses along the coastal road for more than 20 years. I was born on this coast, he says. It's an enchanting place. It's wonderful to live here, but difficult too. It's incomparable. I doubt there's anywhere else like this on the whole planet. The road along the Amalfi Coast is 40 kilometers long. It runs through a wild yet charming landscape, framed by the Tyrrhenian Sea and the foothills of the Lattari Mountains. Surrounded by groves of lemon trees and Mediterranean gardens, the picture-book towns of the coast, like Amalfi and Positano, Minori and Scala, lie almost hidden away. The Amalfi Coast. A cultural landscape created over many centuries, adorned by the blue and green hues of the sea, bathed in light and picturesque. Behind every bend and over every hill, Giulio says, a new view presents itself. And because of the weather, things can often look totally different here. I never get bored at the wheel. She's a dream road, my Amalfitana. Hardly any other European culture has exerted a fascination over the last few centuries to compare with that of Mediterranean Italy. Ever since Goethe's Italian journey, our imagination has been fired by countless descriptions and paintings. The early travelers made their way over the Alps to study the spirit of antiquity. Then the charms of the landscape were discovered by writers, painters, and scholars who portrayed it with rapturous enthusiasm and deep sentimentality. The magnificent panorama, the mild climate, and the heavenly peace and quiet seduced many into staying, like Lord Grinthorpe, a British aristocrat who settled in Ravello in the 19th century. His former residence, the Villa Cimbrone, lies high above the coast. Here, in its park-like gardens, he found the balm for his Weltschmerz. A man of substantial means, Lord Grinthorpe had Italian construction workers recreate the past as he saw it. English garden architecture, Greco-Roman motifs, and Arab Mediterranean elements. No effort or expense was too great for his lordship. He turned the dilapidated villa into a meeting place for romantics and millionaires. A worthy setting for souls weary of the daily round, who sought renewal in the seclusion of Ravello. A journey over the Alps became a must for artists from all over Europe who wanted to experience the light of the south. Painters especially let their senses be enchanted by the splendor of the landscape. From the 19th century on, educational tours also took the bourgeoisie not just as far as Naples, but on to the Amalfi Coast as well. Construction of a road linking its towns made it easier for travellers to enjoy the light of the Amalfi Coast. To enable visitors to stay, at least for a few hours, Amalfi filled in the old mooring for fishing boats and created a parking site. This is where Giulio takes most of his breaks. He chats with the locals, usually about soccer or the price of things, but sometimes about the tourists as well. Only a few arrive in the regular buses driven by Giulio and his colleagues. Most of the visitors are day tourists who have booked an organized coach trip along the Amalfitana. They experience the beauty of the coast mainly through the coach windows. There's little time to get to know the place and its people. Some outsiders have bought property in Amalfi, overlooking the sea. Giulio's far from happy about it. Some come here to buy the beauty with a lot of money, he says. They purchase the best houses in the area and then put walls around them. They make changes that violate our traditions, he complains. This fear of domination by outsiders perhaps has its roots in the history of this coast. For 8 centuries, this remote region was ruled by a succession of peoples who gave little thought to its prosperity. The Normans, the Staufer, the Dutch of Anjou, the Spaniards under Alphonse of Aragon, and the Habsburgs all left their traces here. Then, in 1861, the Amalfi Coast became part of the Kingdom of Italy. Although they are not poor, life for the people of this region has always been hard. Dolce vita, or dolce far niente, sweet doing nothing, doesn't always apply here. Amalfi's 3,000 inhabitants live on an area of just 3 square kilometers. With steep slopes surrounding the town, there's no more land available. Tiring for the locals and underestimated by visitors, the Amalfi Coast is a land of steps. It's hard to imagine that at one time a mighty maritime republic was ruled from here. Amalfi Cathedral is a reminder of a glorious past. As early as AD 958, Amalfi became Italy's first maritime republic, rich, independent, and cosmopolitan. Byzantine majolica arches bear testimony to Amalfi's close ties with the Orient. Even in those days, its ships put into bases in Constantinople, Lebanon, and North Africa. Interred beneath elegant pointed arches, their remains protected by the cathedral, lie the aristocrats and merchants who did great service for the good of the town in the Middle Ages. They dealt in gold from Africa, precious stones from Byzantium, cloth from Syria, and thus helped Amalfi to an early prosperity, which, however, was short-lived. Not even the town's patron saint, St. Andrew, could prevent Pisa and Genoa from outstripping the maritime republic. The coast fell into a deep slumber in which it remained for centuries until the tourists began to arrive. A road between the sea and the sky. Today, the Amalfitana is the region's lifeline. It was built with great effort in 1857 and has been improved several times since then. Giulio complains about the frequent traffic jams, especially in summer when the road can often be gridlocked for hours with cars, caravans and coaches. The auxiliary traffic controllers at the bottlenecks do little to alleviate the situation. The traffic would flow better here if everyone could drive as well as Giulio. We were born here, he says. We know every single bend, every stone. Most of the bus drivers are the children of bus drivers. It's enough for us if there's just a 2-centimeter gap between the vehicle and the rock. When the traffic is flowing nicely, it takes Giulio just an hour to drive from Amalfi to Positano. But in summer, the trip can take up to 3 hours. The route takes him through picturesque villages, past churches and squares, and through little towns where tourist coaches don't yet stop. Positano. 50 years ago, this was still a poor fishing village. During and after the Second World War, many European painters and writers came to Positano. In those days, living here was easy. A liberal atmosphere prevailed. It was warm in winter and things weren't yet expensive. But as time passed, more and more famous and influential people discovered Positano. In the narrow alleyways, you could have bumped into Sophia Loren or seen Mick Jagger at a bus stop.
Positano sponda.
Back then, the legend was created which made the Amalfi Coast and its tiny fishing villages famous worldwide. The once so inaccessible coast soon became the destination of hotel guests and day trippers. The celebrities long since moved on. They left Positano with a flair the Amalfi Coast still profits from today. At the end of the day, Giulio loves to sit on the piazzetta and gaze out over the sea. He hopes that the Amalfi Coast will stay exactly the way he knows and loves it.